Let's address this plasmoid word. What they're now calling a plasmoid, which is an angelic being. It's just little glowing beings that come out of the orbs.
That was the mothership appearing.
Recently, I was going through some old albums and realized I have a lot of orb videos, and I actually have a video of what I call the mothership. I've seen it several times, I'll say 4 times in total, over in the year 2024, 2023, and 2024. I saw her. Welcome to Starseed Essence Media. I'm Eva Rozier, your host. For the last 4 to 5 years, I have been collecting a large amount of these videos, of my personal videos of orbs. I've collected about 4 videos of the mothership, what I call the mothership. I've seen the mothership spit out the orbs. I haven't caught that on camera, but I have seen the mothership. And one time I was walking my dog in my little neighborhood in a little town in Georgia, and I looked up and there it was, a big ship hovering over me, and the outline was kind of translucent, but you could see the lights. It looked, sometimes when you see this, you might think that was a star, the Starlink. It was not a Starlink, I promise you. There's a difference. I've seen that, and also it was not flying over during the times. So I'm just going to kind of tie in together sentient plasmoids, since everybody's talking about these sentient plasmoids.
That the United States is researching sentient plasmoids, and so is at least one private organisation. And this is a very interesting area because, of course, it doesn't just take in the orbs, it takes in everything that displays plasma.
But you know that what I'm showing you is 100% real. The images and videos were captured by a civilian researcher who's been studying this anomaly for maybe a decade. This is some pretty interesting stuff, and a lot of these plasmoid entities look like the UAP sightings that we've seen, just like the jellyfish, just like the orbs that split into 2. And as you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself, why isn't NASA showing us these photos that are of this quality? Why are they giving us things that look like they've been taken by a potato?
Out of that 57, I had access to maybe 6, 7 different species. The one species is the ones that are pure energy, and they can take on humanoid form. A lot of times they'll go ahead and it'll be just like a plasmic cloud of some sort. And ones I've seen were bright light, a bright white, had a luminosity from within, but from that they could go on, take it on human form. They will go ahead and communicate with you through what we refer to it as thought transfer. A lot of people, well, it's telepathy.
Feature-length documentaries on the subject. In recent years, Congress has held multiple public hearings on UAP, which is a dramatic shift towards transparency. And thanks to many members of Congress, the issue is now being taken very seriously. We, the people, are finally hearing accounts in a credible setting from first-hand U.S. military personnel about highly advanced unknown craft that fly rings around our frontline fighter jets. With President Trump's unprecedented directive to release UAP files, we are seeing more and more of these type of craft captured on various government sensors, and I'm told this is just the beginning. One of the aspects to the phenomenon that's spoken about with less frequency are close encounters of the third kind. Reporting by witnesses of entities of non-human sentient beings connected to the craft. Don't take it from me. Some of these reports come directly out of the United States Air Force's own files. In fact, the very scientists who coined the phrase close encounters of the third kind investigated cases for the United States Air Force from 1947 to 1969, Dr. J. Allen Hynek. According to Hynek, it was cases like those that the United States Air Force desperately tried to keep secret, because it's one thing to try and confuse the public with weather balloons and swamp gas, and another entirely different when dealing with credible reports of non-human beings on the ground. I personally investigated one such case for over 16 years. The case occurred in Varginha, Brazil in 1996 and involves dozens of first-hand reports of UAP and direct contact with living, intelligent, non-human beings who, according to multiple Brazilian witnesses, were flown out of Brazil to the United States in January of 1996.
Thinking about sentient plasmoids.
Did this, press conference in DC that I know you were at, and he was asked about like the various types of life, morphologies, the body types, that sort of thing. And he gets into this idea of sentient plasmoid life.
How many species are you aware of?
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal bipedal type life to what I would consider is like sentient plasmoid life, but there are
I
several.
see somebody talking about plasma. People like to associate it with the orbs that a lot of people are seeing nowadays. So many damn videos of orbs. We've experienced it ourselves. Don't really know what to do with that information. Some people say, well, it's aliens, it's intelligences, or some people will say it's ball lightning. They're still stuck in the third dimension or whatever. But I'm like, there's something going on here, and I feel like a lot of people have the ability to communicate with it somehow. Is that kind of in the same bubble of plasma that you speak of?
Yes, I would love to speak on that. Here's my take on the plasmoids. Plasma is all different dimensions and gradients, right? Plasma is a living thing. It can shapeshift. It goes into many forms. With these plasmoids, they're like these self-organizing balls of plasma that we're seeing in the sky that we've, I guess, never seen before. And they're studying them all over in NASA. There's papers on them. And they're trying to figure out, like, are they conscious? Are they intelligent? There's not one answer, just like everything else.
Turns out, if you try to weaponize plasma just does not want to cooperate. The U.S. Defense...
They like you, and they communicate with you, and they don't have nothing to do with us at all. And we'd like to know why, what it is they want, and why it is they're harassing their astronauts.
Harassing them.
So has any astronauts ever seen an orb or one of these? All of them.
No way.
All of them.
Really?
Yep.
I know I've seen videos of Buzz Aldrin talking about they saw some stuff, but he never said specifically.
Well, they've never released it.
Right.
But that's why I was there, consulting with them about what they're now calling a plasmoid, which is an angelic being.
This time I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's in that release. It describes from their perspective the intelligence people that were there, and there's two different reports. I can't say which specific.
Okay, so that wasn't released.
I think they don't want to have another Area 51 where they have people like storming the location. But it was at the end of the day, what they have released is that pretty much what the narrative that they told me that they were out there. They were there because there had been previous reports. So they were just like, they were on site. They were going around looking at any kind of debris that they saw or anything that was out in the desert. And they had landed a helicopter and they got a call that the radar had picked up several UAPs. So they jump in the helicopter, they go to the location, and what they interact with are basically glowing orbs.
All supernatural experiences are interactions between humans and the plasma universe. Ghosts, apparitions, strange, weird things. If it's supernatural, if it's translucent, if you can see through the thing, then you're probably dealing with a plasma being. And
if there is life off of this planet, that is the biggest headline of our lifetime. And that phrase that he just used, plasmoid, whatever, what is he talking about, Lou?
Some have speculated regarding orbs that have been viewed really since the 1940s during the Foo Fighter incidents, and then later over New Mexico skies, over controlled military airspace. And it seems that, at least in some cases, some of these orbs seem to have some sort of intelligence connected with them. And so rather than just being like, let's say, a probe or a drone, these things have been reported to almost behave and react in some cases as if there was ascribed to it some sort of I hate to say it, but life form.
I got you.
I was more nuts and bolts guy when I was in the program. My focus was more on actual the physical craft.
Sentient plasmoid this, sentient plasmoid that. Our government officials are starting to recognize these plasma beings as actual entities that live here on Earth, and I've seen them myself. I've had orbs come up to me and scan my body, go up and down, and I just wanted to share some of my personal videos here on this episode. So I'm just going to splice in a bunch of videos, and yeah.
Let's address this plasmoid word. What they're now calling a plasmoid, which is an angelic being. It's just little glowing beings that come out of the orbs.
That was the mothership appearing on the Fort Myers Beach webcam at Margaritaville. I've been watching this webcam along with a bunch of other people for many days now and been trying to catch that moment when it goes from not being there to being there, and I think I just caught it. That was pretty wild.
Pay attention to the water, not the skies. That's what I told all of you, but did you listen? No. And now multiple reports coming out of Florida are confirming from sailors, Navy officers, military personnel that there is in fact a mothership under the water off the coast of Daytona Beach, Florida.
In North Carolina, there is a ton of activity being reported.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly.
To hear, the footage you're about to watch contains documented evidence of an interdimensional being suspended within a plasma-type orb. This footage was captured by the psionic asset team while conducting a field operation in a remote location of Florida. Billy Kryzak will be doing a full analysis on this video and more details to follow.